Welcome back to another episode of JA Talks. My name is Jassam, and this is where we delve down deep into what has happened over the weekend. You know, our caucus back of things happened over the weekend, and so we really want to just delve into that. This is a JAII Fraiss shooting that we're going to be talking about. But before I do that, intro, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I didn't want to just comment for comment's sake. I wanted to gather my information first, and so that's what I did. I did some background research and I gathered my information. So I have some videos for you to watch. So I'm gonna send the videos to you guys both. Watch them, and then we'll be right back with my commentary.
I never vex say him say what him say about me on the song. I mean say what I say. And more tell no too. I been say that from there foreign. Me and niggas them rare me and Chevy from OG toxic talk. I never feel no way about it. But here we have a problem with now. You know follow me up, dog, and you can't follow me up, bro. Stop follow me up. Oh, not promote. Oh, not promote a girl song. I try style one man. Me not get that. If a man go out and say yo, do a song and say yo, me not suck pussy like bad boy Trevor. Cool. Because bad boy Trevor video come out and nobody put it out. You know for him, but whatever, it's out. And I'm gonna reference that, right?
Yeah.
But if it's a girl song, why am I going to promote that part of the song? Una pay me and Danger, una pay everybody for say, una use my name as clickbait.
But you know why?
And then no, una gonna go link up Tan Travel. Tan was never my bitch. Tan was never my girl. So it's like una there try to get a reaction out of me, bro. And that was just corny.
In my side, this is some update to a shooting will take place. The reason why G have a shoot, man. It is alleged. This was circulated on the internet. G must say 450 fall off. I don't know if he say it in a one time podcast or one time interview them. So it look like say man them take that to heart. It is alleged that Javi and 450 and some other man must step to J. One of the man them box J. It is alleged that a Javi box J my side. So I saw one time J get the box. I saw him pull off a man take with himself. But it look like some man stand up on a scene. So I saw man get shot my side. No jokes about it. It is alleged, you know. Me don't know for a fact if Javi box J if it's true. But the people let me say a Javi fly and box pan J. And when I take a stop, I want the entourage man them, when I group with them get green. No jokes about it. You see what saw it go? You see what really saw it go? So you get shot, so Javi, are you put on the box? Are you should I get green? Let me tell you that straight you. I wanna man, when I feel like when ego too big to bomb buckler, I wanna bro. Even if a man say yo 450 drop off, but you can't take that as constructive criticism. Me say one day this a man must say, Shensi a flop. I want to take a stop. Shensi a forward over and give man one wicked piece of interview. My boy a kinty like fried fish. Happy. When I biggest interview in get. But you come like say phone ego, it too overgrown dog and well bloated bad man. You see me? I look you if you look on the whole on the get can up if I say you really go with you know. Brother, when if you look on the whole on the get can up. I they say thing that stop going and put on a hand on people, stop going and put on a hand in a people face bad man. You see me, I say, a man was supposed to free for of him opinion and can say anything. Once what him say, in a be nothing physical, in a be no harm. You know what me I say? Fuck you now go on with it. I just like what you with Rich Rush and fear husband, wife, or wife, husband. I don't even know what to say. Them and somebody catch up when they take a stop. Rich Rush fly up lick pan man. When I take a stop, I flag my boy, flag her. One lick in her face, boom. Stop going and put on a hand on people. Stop going and put on a hand in a people's face. And I better prepare for the repercussion. Prepare for what follows. Prepare for what follows, bad man. Underestimate the youth. You know things say youth are up to now, you know. And through that just move calm and casual, you know. Underestimate the man. But what you know? The element of surprise. The element of surprise, it never fails, man. Me not say it. As me say youth. Javi, if you boxing man, fuck you going with and you should have take can green. You should have get corn green if you really put your hand in the man face. Brawling. No, bum buckler, man as dog, no jokes. See him, so me see them page walkie one time to in my side. Remember some man the page walk and talk. Remember some man page album buckler DJ Mac. Bro, you all on a grown on a page man like on a bum buckler encyclopedia dog. Who know bro? Dog calm down on a eager dog and push out good music, bad man. I'm too no youth if somebody say wanna fall off on a proving they say them wrong. Or you don't listen to the noise. I'm to your youth. When I come and move like on can bully people. As I say, me nah stop side with JAII FRAIS. They say badness there. Stop go around and put on a hand on people. They say badness there. People for free to have them opinion. They say it there.
Okay, then, so now let's just delve into the situation now, as we are aware. So, there's a lot has happened with the whole Jeffrey situation. It is not easy, I will say, and it's like the more one of the reasons as I stated earlier, I didn't want to say anything as it because I needed to gather my information. As a matter of fact, at the time of posting this video, there's even more information that is actually being posted as well. So you may even find that some information that you have access to currently may not be in this video, because at the time of creating this video, more information was just unfolding. So really and truly, it's just a lot. But and I'll also come out and profess and say that I am not the biggest fan of Jeffrey. Let's me just stop. But yeah. I am not the biggest fan of Jeffrey. However, with that being said, that don't mean someone man for dead. That don't mean someone man for gone prison. No, based on the understanding, and this is what was reported by TVJ News, was that Jeffrey was so the event was Big Wall. Everybody knows say carnival took place on Sunday, and then afterwards, the closing event or the after party was at Big Wall, the police officers club. And what would have happened there was that, you know, all the big shot type of people, them artists, them did there, rich people did there, yeah. Jeffrey was a part of it. Influencers were there as well. And Jeffrey this says, I'm a bathroom. And then apparently a follower, a friend, or someone who is a member of the entourage from 450 decided to attack him, and then they had an altercation. Gun was pulled out, shots were fired, 3 persons were injured. Jeffrey is one of them, um, a member of 450's entourage was shot, and a foreigner where not not for the with the conflict was also shot as well. Now there's a lot to talk about in this. First of all of this could have been avoided, right? All of this could have been avoided. And so, based on the understanding on what would have caused this, was based off Jeffrey's critique of 450. As a matter of fact, 450 even did a song say, "I'm not am front like Jay," dissing him, and I find it to be unnecessary. You understand? This is extremely unnecessary. Um, you did me no know me not understand what was the need. You see, in Jamaica there's a lot of egos and there's a lot of you need to prove a point. There's also this thing called this culture as well. And again, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I believe that this argument or this feud with Jeffrey and 450 has been going on since last year. Again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I may be wrong, but it is with great belief that this was taking place from last year, and it spilled over into Carnival. We're in April, the 4th month of the year, and it spilled over. And again, as I was saying, this is not very unnecessary. But here's the thing: there's this culture in Jamaica where a boy can't diss me, and so if a boy says something, smallest thing, a war, a debt. I have in while I was working, because anyways, while I was working though, I would have seen females fall out over the dumbest and the stupidest thing ever, and a lot of times a misunderstanding. And I would argue and say that a only woman steer so. You understand? Because primarily in my existence, in my experience, and in my observation, a normal woman tan so, but apparently I was wrong. Apparently, I was wrong, and some man turns to as well, and some man can catch up on their feelings as well. Over it may be either a misunderstanding or just trying to prove your point. Again, this ego business is unnecessary. It is grossly unnecessary. You understand? You need to prove yourself. And now here's the thing: you run the risk of serving 15 years in prison. Fiman, you run the risk of serving 15 years in prison. Fiman, for man. Let that sink in. Because, again, the feud isn't between you and Jay Frey. The feud is between Jay Frey and 450. And at the end of the day, unless there's some news, more news that's going to come out that 450 was a mastermind and he orchestrated this, Yaga got a prison and 450 is going to be still out on the street and doing thing. You understand? Now, not for with you. 450 is still going to be an artist making his money while you possibly are got prison. Make that make sense. And so, what could have been avoidable, a simple thing that could have been avoidable, is now going to cost you 15 years of your life. Basically, that's what it come down to. You understand? Again, I'm not a fan of Jeffrey, but I don't hate him. You understand? Well, I don't like him neither. Like, him chat about foolishness, and so because he chat about foolishness, for me, I just unfollow him and just not deal with him. You understand? If the content that you produce, I'm not a fan of it, I don't deal with you, and because I don't deal with you, that's it. That's it. What was the need, or why was there a need to prove a point? You understand? And for disrespect the man and try fight him or whatever. What was the need for that? You understand? That makes no sense. And I need to also ask this question in terms of the entourage business. What is the purpose of an? I've noticed, because this is not just limited to Jamaica as well, because hip hop artists do the same thing as well when they have their one bag of entourage. What is the purpose of this them one bag of entourage? Yeah, because I get it that if you're an artist, for example, you're gonna need like your stage manager, you're going to need your actual manager if you have a manager, you're going to need like your selector if you have backup dancers, if you're a musician, because you know, for example, some regular artists that had then travel with their musicians as well. Those persons contribute to the production, you know, the music. But if you're not working, what is your purpose? And I'll go out on a limb, and again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because I may be wrong, but I greatly doubt that those men who are fall back around 450 are contributing in that way. I greatly doubt that any of those men are contributing in that way. And so it would suggest that these are just yes men. And, well, apparently they are, because now you're at risk of going to prison. You're at risk of going to prison. And so now, you going to prison and 450 continue life. That makes sense to you? Did that make any sense? Did that make any sense? I've never seen Shani Muir. I've never seen a female artist on a whole travel with a bag of entourage. I've never seen that. I never see Spice do it. I never see Lisa Hype do it. I never see Shensia do it. It's not something that you see. So what is the purpose of this? Why is it needed? You understand? So it tells a lot about you, and I mean one must be emotionally intelligent enough to identify that, hey, you're not deal with somebody, that's fine. What you should do is go ahead and prove him wrong. So if given that he would have given a critique to you, you prove him wrong by being successful, by working harder, because I guarantee you're not at the heights of your career as yet. Yes, you're doing okay, but you're not at the heights of your career as yet. There's still a lot of room for improvement, right? Um, Let me say something here. Let me even go on Spotify on my phone. Spotify, and I'm going to type in 450 because maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm me wrong. I like to gather my information. I like to gather my facts because I don't argue with opinions. I argue based on FACTS facts. So let me gather my information. I don't know why my phone give me problem. Why my phone decides that no it won't give me problem. Anyways. Anyways. So I don't see it as yet, but I know that there is more room for improvement. You understand? I'm just typing on Google. I'm going to Google and I'm gonna say 450 Spotify streams. 450 has 406,975 monthly listeners on Spotify. That's okay. It's not a lot, but that's okay. There's a lot more room for improvement. You understand? Which is why I read Alkaline so much because a lot of person would have said a lot of things about Alkaline and Alkaline no look left nor right. Alkaline no look left nor right. What's Alkaline's monthly stream? Me never see it. Me not see it. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is you're supposed 1.1 million. Alkaline has 1.1 million monthly streams. You understand? I kind of look upon people when people call up in him. Why did you need to call up? Like, you understand? Rise above that. But no, your friend them are this. It's still I still cannot see going to prison for man. Me still can't see it. Me still can't see it. God know. God know. Me cannot see it. You understand? And so this is sad. And let me just add as well because the government, and this is something that we would have heard every year or every time Zip 103 Fame or anybody have a party, we would have heard um drink responsibly, must be 18 years and older, no weapons allowed. This is something that we always hear when a party takes place. I'm just curious to know how did you or how were these persons were able to bringing a gun into the venue? How did that take place? How were you able to do that? Because again, I went to Reggae Sunfest, for example, right? And like when you go to Reggae Sunfest, them have them one bag of different what you call it again? Them one bag of different. The police is there, the metal detector is there, they must search your bag and whatever, they must search your belongings. And so how was it that they were able to go into the venue with a licensed firearm? And then shots were discharged and an innocent civilian was injured as well. That is more penalty. That is more penalty. I've said this already. I'm not a fan of Jeffrey. I hope that doesn't happen too much because I found out that he was 30. I never know if he may my same age. But anyways, the thing is though, because it's like if you got if him get if he's convicted, 30, that means when him come out of prison, he's going to be 45 years old. He's going to be 45. Me know that pan nobody. God know. Guys, trust me. Um, I expect that they're going to improve the whole. Um, Next year, I expect that they're going to improve it in terms of, obviously, no, the security standards for next year. I trust that it's going to happen, But honestly speaking, guys, this was unnecessary. This was a very unnecessary situation that could have been avoided. But the number one player in all of this are egos. EGO. EGO. Your ego is big and you want to prove a point, and so now you run the risk of going to prison. That is sad. That is the end of this week's video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Now I want to also add as well, because I do have videos. Actually, I have um so I have my Patreon. So if it is that you want to continue to support me, and I want to thank everybody who has been supporting me over the years. If you wish to continue to support me, I do have my Patreon, and so my Patreon, which I have my early access. So you have that as well. So continue to support me. Thank you very much, guys, for all that you would have done. I have my different tiers. The Female King is out every week. I'm going to post an additional chapter. I also be going to comics, and so I'm going to step into podcast. Oh my gosh, I'm stepping into the podcast where I know that you're saying this is like a podcast, and yes, technically it is like a podcast, but we'll be having conversations with people. Actually, that's what I mean. So like conversations with people will be taking place as well. So I have different guests on my show, and we'll be talking. So like subscribe to my Patreon account. Thank you very much. I also do have um my documents. I have a blueprint, a 70-page blueprint. I would have submitted to the office of the Prime Minister, the office of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, and also Senator Arjun Marks as well. I would have submitted that as well. So that's a big thing. It's not a small thing as well. So therefore, you do have access to it as well. It is also on my Patreon. Again, thank you very much. If it is that you're able to support, thank you. If you're not, that's completely fine. You can simply, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because every week I'm going out, I'm rolling out, I'm providing more content, more data, everything. You understand? And I provide FACTS. Apart from my fictional stories, everything else I provide facts. We can't buy for spelling. We can't buy for spelling. So we just say facts. But yes, thank you very much, everyone, for your support. And yes, always remember, please never forget that your independence is the foundation of your liberation. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.